Great Dodecicosacron, 30 tiles, 60 connectors. Okay, this is certainly one of the more challenging builds. It's just 30 tiles, 60 connectors. It's called the Great Dodecicosacron. It's closely related to the rhombic triacontahedron. But again, the angles are such that there's a lot of strain on the connectors. They can handle it, but it makes for a tricky build, okay? And it actually is related to the 5-tile hat that we've already seen. I am going to put these connectors way in, not in the middle, but way up close to the edge here as we build this hat. 5 tiles all together, all different colors. Of course, you can make whatever colors you want. Whoop. Okay, so here's our start. And you're wondering why I have these connectors so close to this 5-way juncture. Again, like it was in the rhombic triacontahedron, it's because the angles are going to be such that these other ends are going to have to be much farther apart. So once this is all built, you'll get a feel for how far apart those are and how close together these are. Okay? So here we go. We are now going to, opposite the yellow, another yellow. And what we're going to have here are 5-way junctures and 3-way junctures. Okay, opposite green, green. Opposite red, red. Opposite purple, purple. And already you can see kind of the problem here, and that is they tend to separate apart. The more we put in there, the more stable it becomes, but still definitely a tricky build. And opposite orange, orange. This is going to help hold it together now. Okay, and we can reattach that one that kind of came apart there. Already you're starting to see the difference in the gap between the 5-way vertex and the 3-way vertex, and that's going to flare out like that. So we'll see more of that. But this is a kind of a fun looking little bowl here. It actually lies kind of flat, but we're just going to keep building with this. So now each of these becomes a 5-way junction. We got 3 of them there. We need 2 more. And again, opposite red, we'll go red, and opposite that orange, we'll put an orange one there. And again, we're going to put that connector as far over as we can to allow for the biggest gap discrepancy, one side to the other. And now we have room for these 2 connectors, right? Which is where our orange one's going to go. There it is. Let's see what we've got. We can do the same here. Opposite purple, purple. And by the way, every one of these connections is a zigzag connection, like this. It'd be wrong for me to put it like this. In fact, that would just start to look wrong, right? So not like that. You want it like this. And now we're going to put two connectors here. For what color? Well, what's the only color missing from this? Green, and it's opposite the green. And again, like this, not like that. See, here's where this build starts to get tricky. We're having to definitely push the limits of these connectors. Okay. Oop. Okay, once we start putting these other shapes in there, it's going to help hold them together. Oops. Got to put this one in here too. There we go. Okay. Over here, again, the more we put in, the more this is going to help hold it in. Let's go ahead and put our yellow in here to keep this from flying apart. And over here, a red will hold this together. Oop. I know it's a red because it's opposite that red. Whoops. And we're going to have what? Another red one there. Oh, we're almost there. You can see that it's starting to close off at the top, but it is still, it'll need a lot of like fine-tuning adjustments at the end. A difficult build if you're up for the challenge, but well worth it. So here we go. We are essentially going to have purple opposite purple, orange opposite orange, and so forth all the way around. Yeah, here we go. I think you can begin to appreciate why it is we're putting the tiles so far off-centered, because it allows for the big difference in gaps there versus there. We'll see that better when all this is said and done. So here we're going to put actually 3 connectors in place, here, here, and here, right? And what color will that be? Well, it's the only one we've got missing from this group, so that has to be the orange. Okay. Oops. Notice how right now I'm putting my hand inside there to help with this connection. I won't have that luxury soon. I'll have to do it all from the outside. And that is no easy task. There we go. Again, we're going to need some piece to help stabilize this one here. And that's going to be a red connection. Okay, here goes. Almost there. We're missing a yellow one here, so it'll go right there. And now I'm actually going to put in 1, 2, 3, 4 connectors. I mean, at that point where all 4 of the connectors can be put in here. Easier to put the connectors, I think, on the hole rather than the tile I'm about to put in there, but you might think differently there. So I can go there and, no, sorry, not 4 yet. Still just 3. It's only the last tile that's going to have all 4 in place. So those are the 3 spots, and I'll do that connector. This one, I can kind of put my finger through that hole, but then I got to close up that gap. And now this one. Okay, here we go. A final hole for this green one. Gonna go just like that. And here's where I can put all 4 connectors in there. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. We can try to bridge this gap first. Okay, there it is. The Great Dodecicosacron.